Have you ever felt like you were in the wrong place at the wrong time? Well, what if you were in the wrong place at the wrong century? Today we're diving into one of the most baffling and fascinating urban legends of all time. The story of Rudolph Fentz, the man who supposedly walked straight out of the 19th century and into the middle of 20th century New York. It's a warm evening in June of 1950. The heart of New York City, Times Square, is buzzing with its usual chaotic energy. Cars are honking, people are rushing, and the neon signs are just beginning to glow against the twilight sky. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a man appears in the middle of the street. He looks completely lost, his eyes wide with confusion and panic. But it's not just his expression that's out of place, it's everything about him. He's dressed in a style that no one has seen in decades. A long, black frock coat, a high-collared shirt, a top hat, and button-up shoes. He looks like he just stepped out of a Victorian photograph. Onlookers stare, baffled. Before anyone can react, a taxi screeches, and the man is struck down. By the time police and paramedics arrive, it's too late. The mysterious man is gone. This is where the story goes from a tragic accident to an unsolvable enigma. When the police, led by a Captain Hubert V. Rim of the Missing Persons Department, examined the man's belongings, the mystery only deepened. His clothes, though perfectly preserved and looking almost brand new, were identified by experts as being from the 1870s. In his pockets, they found a handful of coins, but they weren't modern currency. They were old, pristine coins from the 19th century. There was also a token for a beer worth 5 cents, bearing the name of a saloon that no one had ever heard of. They found a bill for the care of a horse and the washing of a carriage, drawn by a livery stable on Lexington Avenue that wasn't listed in any current business directories. But the most compelling clues were a business card and a letter. The business card read Rudolph Fentz. The letter, postmarked June 1876, was addressed to this same Rudolph Fentz, sent to an address on Fifth Avenue. Everything, the paper, the ink, the stamp appeared to be perfectly genuine from that era, yet strangely untouched by time. Captain Rim was stumped. Who was this man? He checked city records, phone books, and fingerprint files. Nothing. There was no Rudolph Fentz living in New York in 1950. The address on Fifth Avenue was now a business, and no one there had ever heard of the Fentz family. It was as if the man had never existed. Driven by curiosity, Captain Rim decided to dig deeper, to look into the past. He started combing through old records, searching for any trace of a Rudolph Fentz from the 1870s, and that's when he found it. In a missing persons file from 1876, he discovered a report for a man named Rudolph Fentz, about 29 years old. The description of his appearance and clothing matched the man from Times Square perfectly. The report stated that he had left his home for an evening walk and had simply vanished without a trace. Think about that for a moment. A man disappears in 1876, only to reappear in the exact same city, 74 years later, in the middle of a busy street, looking exactly the same age and wearing the same clothes. He hadn't aged a day. It was as if he had literally stepped out of one moment in time and into another. The case was officially marked as unsolved. The story of Rudolph Fentz spread, becoming a classic tale of accidental time travel. For decades, people have debated what could have happened. Was it a genuine slip in the fabric of time? Did a wormhole open up for just a moment, pulling a man from the past into the future? Or is there a more logical, down-to-earth explanation? Over the years, researchers have tried to debunk the story. Some claim it originated from a 1951 science fiction short story by Jack Finney called I Am Scared. In that story, a character recounts a nearly identical tale. The details are so similar that many believe the legend of Rudolph Fentz was simply inspired by this piece of fiction and later passed off as a true event. Others have searched for the official records, for Captain Hubert V. Rim, for the police reports, and have come up empty-handed. There seems to be no concrete, verifiable evidence that this event ever actually happened as described. No newspaper clippings from 1950. No official police files, and yet the story persists. It captures our imagination because it taps into that deep-seated human wonder about the nature of time. Could it be possible to get lost in time, just as you can get lost in a forest? The idea that the past and future might not be as separate as we think is both thrilling and a little terrifying. So, what do you believe? Was Rudolph Fentz a real time traveler, a victim of a cosmic accident who met a tragic end in a future he couldn't comprehend? Or is he just a ghost, a fictional character who escaped the pages of a book and haunted our collective imagination? The mystery has never been solved, and perhaps it never will be. It remains one of history's most compelling what-ifs. What's your theory on the man who walked out of time? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mysteries. See you next time.